Quick disclaimer, this is not a video of us telling you what to buy, how to ride, what to ride on your board. This video is us talking about our experience with street wheels and how it can benefit you. Each rider has their different styles, their different perception on things. So let us show you ours and maybe it can benefit you as a rider. Okay, so first we're going to talk about power. Street wheels give you a tremendous amount of power and it maximizes its free roll and has almost no friction. Check this out. So here are the same boards, one utilizing street, one utilizing 6-inch all-terrain.
1, 2, 3, go.
It's got more power street wheels. We're about to go up a giant hill. This is the Black Carve 2. Pretty outdated board, but still good performance. Mode 3.
So as you can see with street wheels, since there's less resistance, you have more power. More power gives you better hill climbing abilities. So not only is having more power fun, but if you are a heavier rider, you might want to try street wheels. Next, we're going to talk about agility. As you can see, agility is awesome on street wheels. You really feel what's underneath you, and the carving ability is just so much fun on street wheels. So also talking about agility, trucks are a huge factor that come into play. Now these are double kingpin, so this has a lot more pivoting involved here. So that will affect the performance of the street wheel. Now here's a traditional kingpin truck, a lot less pivoting. As you can see, there's not much going on there. And the funny thing is, I used to hate cloud wheels. Until I got a traditional kingpin setup board, I actually enjoyed cloud wheels. When you have traditional kingpin trucks, it makes the pivoting a lot more secure and a lot more predictable. So with other wheels you might not like, using traditional kingpin trucks has a different feel and a different carve because there's a lot less pivoting. Number 3 is pulley options. Now there's two main pulley options you have with street wheels. There's ABEC that's on the top, and then there's Kegel on the bottom. So on the top you see some examples of ABEC wheels, and on the bottom you'll see some example of Kegel design wheels. Number 4 is wheel styles. Now we could talk about this for days. There are tons and tons and tons of wheel styles. Not only just different colors, there's different durometers, there's different compounds, there's different cores. Some cores can be slightly different from others. Some are different colors, some are built differently. Some street wheels are built for a mix of terrain. Some wheels are a lot more narrow and taller. Others have different width, different diameters, different design. Some have a larger contact patch than the others. Some have a sharper lip at the edge, and some have a rounded off lip at the edge, which I'll get to a little bit later. Having tons and tons of different options is a fantastic thing. Putting brand new wheels on an older board is just so refreshing. Also, a lot of the newer boards are ridiculously powerful nowadays, so going for a smaller pulley might be a better idea to maximize your top speed and still have the power. If you utilize somewhat of a smaller wheel, you'll have good power and good top speed. If you want to maximize your top speed, keep a small pulley and use a big wheel. I enjoy smaller wheels myself because I can be more in tune with the board that's underneath my feet. Or you can go the middle ground and go for a 97 to 100 millimeter wheel. You can mix it with a 38 to a 40T pulley and you can get a good medium ground of speed and torque. So if you go with a real bigger wheel, like the 111s or the 107s, if you use a smaller pulley, you'll maximize your top speed. But a bigger wheel cuts out your acceleration. So use a bigger pulley like a 40 or 45T pulley. Now to the left is a boosted 105 wheel, to the right is a purple Guaguama. I personally like the sharper edge wheels on the right side. You see downhill riders always using wide, small wheels. And it has a sharp lip like that. It makes the ride more predictable. That's why I prefer all the loaded wheels, because they have a sharper edge lip rather than a rounded off lip. I also think loaded makes the best quality wheels. Now, as some of you may know, range is significantly increased with street wheels. Not only is there minimum friction when it comes to street wheels, but rolling resistance is close to nothing.
Let go of the throttle, you have a nice free roll. Throttle is let go, you got a nice free roll. Still rolling, no throttle. Still rolling, no throttle. You have a nice free roll, which gives you more speed and gives you better range. Obviously, wheels have lower resistance, less friction, so you have much better range.
Here's the onboard Zeus Pro with a maximized 23 miles with 6-inch all-terrain, and the same board utilizing 107 street wheels, getting 37 miles. Now here's my very outdated 10S setup GTR, 6-inch all-terrain at 18 miles of range, and the same board with 97 street wheels, almost getting 29 miles of range. Okay, so I'm constantly changing tires, belts, pulleys, wheels. So if you look over here, you have a screw there, you have a screw over here, a screw here, you have a screw here. So that's to adjust the tension to the belt so you can remove the pulleys. So if you want to choose from ABEC to Kegel pulleys, I want to adjust from here and put this one on. It's very easy to access it and to just pop it right off. All right, so you have the access to all 4 screws and you just pop on the wheel. So once you have whichever pulley you choose, you can adjust the belt while the pulley's on there, and it'll be easy because you have access to all of them. So once you adjust to where you want, you're good to go, and you just pop on the wheel. All right, now when you go to AT, as you can see, the pulley is a lot bigger. So when the pulley is bigger, it takes over that one bolt that's behind there. So when I have to adjust the belt, or when I change different size pulleys or different wheels, I have to remove this and get to that bolt and then put it back on and then size up the belt. So it's a little bit more of a difficult situation when you're using all-terrain pulleys. This is a difference in size. Number 7, a lot less maintenance for street wheels. As you guys may know, all-terrain tires are very, very, very hard to balance. With all-terrain tires, you also have to worry about tire pressure. Sometimes you want a little less, sometimes you want a little bit more. When you have less tire pressure, you have better grip, but then you sacrifice range. If you have too much tire pressure, you're prone to punctures. And if you're a real aggressive rider, you'll go through tires really quick. Now, a lot of tires are unbalanced because the inside of the tube has residual amount of rubber left in there. Sometimes the littlest debris can puncture your tube. And then when you go to change a tire, when you replace the new tube inside, sometimes it pinches in between the wheel hub / rim, and you can puncture the tube right there. Then you have to purchase another tube. Thankfully, with street wheels, you don't have to worry about any of that. No vibrations, no unbalancing, no punctures. No vibration, all free roll. This is probably the most used wheel I've done. So as you can see, it's all still there. It will still last me probably another 3, 4, 5,000 miles. I'd probably say this has about 2,000 to 3,000 miles on it, give or take. So any AT tire will have a puncture, some kind of slow leak, you know, too much wear, but this is all good. Number 8, lower center of gravity. This is kind of my favorite part. Having a lower stance on an electric skateboard is better in my opinion. Now, when I'm lower to the ground, I'm more in tune with the board. When I'm more in tune with the board, the better I ride. When I ride better, I build more confidence. When I build my confidence, I become a better rider by pushing myself. When I push myself, I have a better experience, and having the actual experience is what it's all about. You might think certain wheels or other boards might not be for you, but you won't know for sure until you actually experience these products. Going back to the lower center of gravity point, as you can see, this board has a really low stance and I love it. Having a small wheel setup with a deck that's a 2-in-1 style is a type of style that I really enjoy. Again, you might not like it, but you'll never know for sure until you try it. Number 9, different dynamic riding styles. I'm just gonna let the footage show what could be done on an electric skateboard with different styles and different tricks. Now I want to take a quick second and show the behavior of wheels breaking traction during a carve. Now when you think of breaking traction, you think of sliding or losing control. You can carve and still control the slippage in the wheel while you're carving. It's actually really fun to do and it'll help you finalize the 180 slide. Now when I do this, I need full control. And when I need full control, I need shoes that are not crazy padded. So Nike SBs and Converse All-Stars, they don't have crazy amount of pads in them, so I can really feel the board underneath my feet and have full control.
Alright, so the most important part of this video is comfort. So a lot of people want a certain comfort level when they're riding, and a lot of people think that street wheels are uncomfortable. I totally get that. We have bad roads too. Now, my personal favorite are the orange Caguamas. So only 85 millimeters in diameter, and they're 80A durometer. So they're definitely not the softest. But in my opinion, Loaded makes Caguama wheels, and they're very, very high class wheel. Loaded is a very reputable company that makes longboards, wheels, bearings, etc. So they really know what they're doing over there. I have the orange 80As, and Max is utilizing the blue 77As. So for you people that like a really soft wheel, that's the way to go, because that's 77A, it's a lot softer. And as I mentioned prior, that the Caguamas, whichever durometer you're going for, has a sharper edge, so it's more predictable ride. So here we are on a really bad road, and we're just going to show you how to properly ride a street wheel to make it as comfortable as possible. Let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first, knees bent at all times. If you're riding straight up like a pencil, you will be uncomfortable, that I promise you. You'll get foot fatigue, your knees will hurt, and it'll hurt your back as well. Next, keep your weight shifting. You can see me going up and down with it. It will help a lot, especially going over manhole covers and potholes like this. Next, keep the board moving. Keep that agility going so you will avoid a lot of imperfections in the road, but even if you don't avoid it, it won't be as bad because it won't impact you as a rider so much because you keep the board moving. Now again, you'll see me every time I go over a hump, you'll see me raise up my weight, just like right here. And right here. You could do what Max does and dodges it by carving right around the manhole cover. That's fun too. As you can see, he's maneuvering the board, keeping it moving, and having fun while doing it. So keep in mind, a lot of people are spending north of $1,700, $1,800 just to get over 20 miles of range with an all-terrain setup. Your street board most likely gets well over 20 miles with street wheels. Now here's another really bad road, but you can see I keep the board moving, I keep shifting my weight up and down, and I keep my knees bent, and I stay alert. Now I get concrete and sidewalls like this, they're not pleasant to ride on. I get that. But the bad roads and the bad sidewalks don't last forever. Yes, your urethane can go through grass.
So we just rode on the sidewalks and now we transition to the road.
I can promise you two things. If you buy a regular skateboard or longboard and you ride it for a few days, then you go back to your electric skateboard with whatever street setup you have with it, it's dramatically different and it will be a lot easier for you to ride your electric skateboard now with street wheels. I also promise when you go back to all-terrain, wow, you will become a psycho on that board. Since there's no real braking traction and those all-terrain tires grip so well, you can be a lot more careless, a lot more reckless. You don't have to be so in tune and you don't have to be so worried about braking traction underneath your feet. Those tires hold so much grip, it's crazy. I personally love switching back and forth, and that's why I love 2-in-1 boards the best. Being in different moods and different vibes to satisfy the urge to ride street and all-terrain is a fantastic thing. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.